Everybody, we are here with Alan Batey. Alan, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Alan, I'm curious because I used to work for the auto show. I was with General Motors at the time, and this was during that economic downturn, right? When things were a little rough, but you guys are certainly a leaner, meaner machine now. How are you preparing for the possibility of maybe going down again at some point?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I've actually been in the US for 6 years, and I remember the first auto show, and you're right, it didn't have this vibrance, didn't have this feel about it. Make no mistake, we're in a cyclical business. We are the second biggest purchase people make after their house. And so if the economic environment is tough, we basically suffer with that, and our market does drop. Having said that, we've had 6 years now of continued growth. Mm-hmm. And 2015 was the best ever sales year in the US. So we're coming off of a really good year. We think 16 will also be very strong. Low interest rates, really good used car values, and an amazing array of vehicles on offer from the industry, and great value for money. So we're expecting another big year.
Yeah, and you're definitely innovating in that direction as well. I mean, you introduced the Bolt today, all electric. We've got this beautiful hatchback
isn't
behind
it awesome?
I'm a huge fan of hatchbacks. Yep. I always have been. I love them, and I love that we're getting back to that.
Well, it's funny, I come from the UK, and in the UK, hatchbacks dominate. Mm-hmm. And so it was quite surprising to me when I first came to the US and saw that everyone was driving sedans. But we're a global brand. Chevrolet is our biggest selling vehicle around the world. Mm-hmm. And so we need a hatchback and a sedan for the world. And honestly, hatchbacks are starting to grow again here in the US. They were up 9% last year. And so we said, let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's introduce the hatchback as well as the sedan.
I know the people mover,
and so we're excited about it. Reception today for the car has been awesome. It's very sporty, you get lots of flexibility and room. Mm-hmm. So I think it's the right time to introduce it.
Yeah, you've got a lot of, like you said, a lot of different models, and we're looking at somebody like Buick who's coming out with a Chinese-made car that's coming here.
Yep.
How you, because you've had a lot of experience overseas, you have a lot of experience all over. How are you guys prepared for that? Because the next step is not just a Buick that's made in China, but now we're talking about new Chinese brands that may be coming.
Well, when you look at Buick's actually the second biggest brand we have in General Motors. Last year, they also had record global sales, over 1.2 million vehicles. And when you look at the Envision, this shows you the globalization of our industry. This is a very important segment in China. In fact, the Envision won the Motor Trend Vehicle of the Year in China. So it's an awesome vehicle. Here in the US, there's been a lot of customers that have moved to the crossover segments. Mm-hmm. So this was an opportunity for us to take a vehicle that's been very successful, bring it quickly into our market here in the US, and see how that goes. And then if we really are growing, then we'll look at production sources down the road and see where we go.
Yeah. The big news, of course, you guys made an announcement back at CES that you're now doing a partnership. You're $500 million into Lyft.
We are.
Which is great. I mean, I'm a huge fan of those services.
Yep.
And that's certainly something I think is growing and growing. Well, what does that mean for the industry? What does that mean for you guys at least?
Yeah, so what we're seeing is, as we mentioned, we come off of a record high industry. So the owner car model is not going away, and will still remain the foundation and the very important part of our business. What we are seeing, though, is this emergence of mobility, different mobility solutions, particularly in cities. And so we had a decision to make, which is we either be a provider of vehicles into that mobility system, or we are part of that ecosystem, and we're a provider of mobility. And we decided to take that route. And the reason is we've had technology like OnStar in our vehicles now for nearly 20 years.
Yeah, forever, yeah.
We offer more 4G, LTE applications into our range of vehicles in the US than the whole industry put together. So we decided we can play a very, very important role here, and Lyft is just a great partner for us. Lyft is growing. It's fastest growing car share in the US. They have about a 20% share, so lots of future growth. They're very dynamic. They believe, like us, you put the customer in the middle. So we're very excited about the partnership, and we believe that together there's an opportunity to develop autonomous vehicles that can work in that car share space.
Gotcha. So now we're talking not just about having Lyft drivers anymore, but now having Lyft cars themselves that just do.
Yeah, and that may be down the road, but
sure.
As a first step, for example, the new Chevy Bolt EV, this is going to be a great car share vehicle, completely flat floor, interior dimensions of a D segment vehicle, but in fact the exterior is a B segment, so great for getting around cities. So when they saw that vehicle, they were blown away about the potential.
They love that idea.
Exactly.
I can't wait, Alan. I cannot wait until the day that I can hit. I do also, like you said too, I love the idea too that I still have my car that I can drive if I want, but when I live in the city, I have the ability to just hit that button.
Exactly.
You know?
And Lyft is also globalized. I mean, you can go to China today. They've got a partnership with a Chinese provider, but you could use your Lyft app and actually take a vehicle in Shanghai as an example. So the technology piece of this, we believe that we can really create a strong partnership.
Do you feel that that's something, because it's something we see over the years, is you have the suppliers and manufacturers that sometimes have stilted that growth of technology when it comes to these cars. But now it seems like you said, with the Wi-Fi and everything, it seems like we're pushing forward a lot quicker with technology into the cars.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something that...
For us, for sure. I mean, when we stood here a year ago and we revealed the Bolt EV concept, I don't think anyone would have believed we would come back a year later with a production vehicle.
Right.
So our strategy, without doubt, is to lead, not follow, be first, and then you get that first mover advantage. And then as our competitors come in, we'll be one step in front. So we believe you have to move fast. We embrace the technology. We see this whole area as opportunity to grow our business. We don't see it as a threat.
That's good. I love that. We're moving forward, we're pushing forward, and you guys are leading the forefront, which is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thanks very
it.
much.
Thank you for your time. All right, guys, we'll be back with more coverage here from the Detroit Auto Show.